Hey, what up YouTube? So we got ourselves a major project going on right here, a project that we didn't want. As you can see, we are in the midst of it right now. It's going to take time. Thing guys is we went to work, had no idea a storm was coming. They didn't really show anything on the radar. The worst we had was this past summer when tornadoes were all around us and shit, but that was pretty bad that day. We don't know what the hell happened over here. A lot of people online on local webpage, local group talks about how, some areas it wasn't even really nothing bad happened, and there's only a couple people that said, yeah, we got nailed. It was a very isolated thunderstorm. Somebody said that it literally hit essentially in our area and just stayed right there. It was like just this very singular hit of storm. And our neighbor, I think across the street, little ways down, somebody had mentioned, their house got hit too and their pond flooded. Now keep in mind, our pond was down a little bit. Not too bad, but it was down a little bit of water. So it must have been a hell of a flash storm and a lot of rain. Most of our area didn't get hit at all. But yeah, like I said, the people said that the storm hit and wouldn't move. It just stayed right here. We got hit so hard that the entire front yard, backyard, side around the pond, we had branches and limbs down. And not just the dead ones, right? It ripped out fresh growing branches and stuff. Ripped them right out. All up on the roof. Just a couple on the RV. Luckily the RV was covered, pretty much protected by the house and stuff. And not a lot of trees around by it. We came home and there was water in our basement, which is a tri-level, as you guys know. The basement is typically always used as a living area. It's not like a typical basement, right? We had nice new carpet down there. We had just put in the new patio door, and it was all sealed up and everything. But when water comes in like it must have came in, it don't matter how good you seal it, right? It's going to come in through any little crack or crevice or anything. So we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. Unfortunately, we have to I already cut out the bad carpet that got wet, the padding. The carpet probably could have been saved, and I probably could have bought some new padding and laid that down. But the more I dug into it, the more I realized that the neighbors have hit a whole bunch of crap, like we find out with a lot of stuff. There's literally lots of dirt coming in. I'll go down there and show you guys. It's all cleaned up now, at least as far as the nastiness. But I started pulling apart the wood, and it was rotted. The interior wood was rotted. So, as you guys can see, I ripped out all the wet. So the water came in pretty much this far, soaked. Luckily, the carpet stopped it from flooding any further. Not a lot of damage could have been done. Actually, get a view of my wife out here. She's out there cleaning a lot of it up, so there you go. As you can see, there's some out there. They're cleaning it up pretty good. My buddy Sean's over here helping out as well. The reason why I'm inside is because I'm doing a lot of the construction, because I have a family get-together in 4 days. And what do you know, guys? My parents are coming in 3 days. They're coming on Wednesday to stay with us, see the house for the first time. So unfortunately, they're not going to be able to see it in all its glory. Not that it's too glorified, but unfortunately, they're going to see it under construction, at least most of it. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And this shit always seems to hit whenever you got something planned, right? So they're trying to get the outside cleaned up for the get-together on Thursday, and my parents are coming on Wednesday. And all I'm really trying to do is I'm not trying to get this done. I'm trying to just get it presentable for our own sake, right? Get the wet out, get the musty smell out. Here's the new door that we had put in a while back, but we're still getting dirt was piling up through here. Even though I've got this caulked quite a bit, so I think something's going on behind this wall right here. I'm going to rip out right here. I ripped, this had, if you guys know anything about tri-levels, they're usually cemented, right? And then people build frame around them, and then they do some kind of wood decor or paneling or whatever. So obviously this one isn't no different. The problem with these people is, here's the original old paneling from probably the 70s when it was built. Nice heavy duty wood, but junk, garbage, right? Technically, I don't know, I probably could sand it down, but I don't know, I don't want it, I'm not dealing with it. Anyways, I'm ripping it out. But on top of it, they've got this cheap-ass paneling. This shit's like a couple mils thick. It's super-ass cheap. They just were covering up all the ugliness. And look at this, guys. Whole bunch of dirt and shit and rot was piling up right here. Luckily, this is a cement wall. So I ripped it all out. I got to figure out how to get all of it away from all the dirt away. I almost think, to be honest with you guys, I think I've stopped it. I think all that was hidden because when we redid all this, we fixed all this. But we never took the wall apart. So we didn't realize probably behind the wall was all this dirt still there. So I don't think it's still coming in. I'm still going to caulk and seam that up more. But if you guys look where that spot is, if you look outside, there's nothing no more. The dirt's not raised up to it no more. It's all stone. But as you guys can see, all this used to be rock like up. All the water from the pond came in. We had water rushing down probably from the front yard coming down here because this is all the water is meant to go away from everything. We even have a decent little drainage going towards the pond this way. But you got the pond over here that leaks, that floods, and some of it kind of comes into where that shed is. That's why we sold that shed and just waiting for the guy to come pick it up because it's literally rotting itself out. So we got water there. You got water. The pond, you guys probably can't tell, but the pond is super high, guys. The pond level water is actually damn near pretty much level now with the lawn, which it's never that high. So, and when we walked out there that night, when we came home at 2 in the morning, the grass and everything was soaked, and there was about 3 inches of water above the shed. It was just soaked. There was so much water, it had nowhere to go. This property already stays wet in the lower areas because it's a natural swamp, hence the pond stays full of water, which is a good thing in a way. The problem is, you know, we've been here almost 2 years, we've never had this happen. I'm hoping this was a once-in-a-phenomenon kind of thing and it don't happen again, or it don't happen again at least until I'm able to do some things to rectify the situation that I think I'm going to have to do outside. But anyways, so we think the pond came in because if you look, see all the green? We had algae, and you can see the green out in the pond out there. That's the only place that green water would be coming in from. So the pond, we believe, flooded the yard. Between the rain, the flooding of the pond, the water coming down from the gutters, just all this water had nowhere to go, so it just backfilled to the house. And it came through the only place it could come through, right? It's not going to come through cinder block unless you have cracks and problems, which we don't have. So it came through the patio door. And luckily with the carpet and the padding here, I say luckily, even though it sucks, it soaked up gallons and gallons and gallons, guys. There was so much water. I took this heavy-duty machine, carpet, essentially vacuum, but, you know, it can also suck up water, wet dry vac. Very powerful. And it literally just vacuuming it on the carpet, you could hear the water coming in. I was like, and even then, once I cut it all out, the carpet was still heavy as hell, the padding and everything. We did pay extra money for heavy-duty carpet and thicker, the most heaviest padding. So that probably helped too. It was able to soak up a crap ton of water. It was amazing. So it only able to creep up to out this way. So it came along there and all out here. So I cut it all out. So now what ended up happening, guys, and I started digging out the wall. I found a lot of rot in the wood. As you can see, I got that partial wall out there. I might be able to reuse that as the temporary wall still because those 2x4s weren't rotted. They're just wet. So I'm letting them dry, and I'm probably going to piece it back together. And I'm going to use still that as the frame in order to do what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to probably build my own shiplap. I'm just going to go buy 2x10 or 2x8 or 1x10, you know, nothing too crazy. And I'm just going to run wood. I'm going to enclose this entire area, and it's going to be created as its own, it's going to be its own room, even though it's part of our bedroom and always will be. I'm not going to put up a wall right here, but we're going to make it our own room. Someday, I'll be honest, I might be curious about putting a wall right here and a door, just create this little gaming nook maybe, but I don't know, because that'll then make this kind of small, but I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not in the mood or have the desire to rip out all this other paneling, which is going to be the same stuff as over there. It's still going to be the old shit behind it and all that. The nice thing is we're not getting water, we're not getting rot or anything over here. Obviously, these are inner walls. Those are the outer wall. But back behind the house, it's extremely sloped away from the house, which is really good. So we don't have any water issues whatsoever. So I'm not worried about rot or anything like that. Eventually, I might get to this, but this is kind of a testing, going to be a test over here. As far as, you know, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit, guys. I'm not a freaking handyman, right? Well, I'm a handyman, I guess, in a way. I'm handy, but I'm not your typical handyman. I don't do construction, you know, but I'm also not an idiot, and I can look things up, and I got tools, and I got miter saw, and, you know, I wasn't born yesterday, so I'm sure I can figure it out. Am I going to do as good as a carpenter? Probably not, you know, but I am going to make it look good, you know. I mean, to have a carpenter come out here and do all this is going to cost God knows how much, right? They might want $5,000, $6,000 or something. You know, who knows? Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. But I don't care. We did have Empire Today come out yesterday. Literally, we scheduled the appointment at 2 in the morning and online. They got back with us and they came out yesterday and gave us a quote. So we were going to put Dove plank flooring, waterproof flooring down here. We're going to just go ahead and rip out all this carpet down here and just do the plank flooring. The reason why we didn't do that to begin with is because we just moved in. We had a lot of expenses, and carpet was the cheapest way to go. So we went ahead and said, yes, okay, we booked it. It was going to be $3,600. That was them leveling the floor, if they have to level the floor, picking up furniture, you guys know the drill, and laying down the plank flooring, probably have it done in a day. It would have looked awesome, I think, guys, but I slept on it. And I'm thinking, damn, I said, do I really want to spend $3,600? Do I really want to rip up all this carpet? I have to rip up the rest over there. But I can create a line right there. And I can... So anyways, guys, yes, I have to rip out this carpet. But I'm going to make a nice straight line right here. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and tackle the floor when I'm ready. I didn't want to be rushed. I didn't want to have construction going on the first day my parents were here. This is going to be, we decided we were going to just, we were going to finance this because it was an unexpected expense, and we have an open account with them. That's how we financed the carpet in this house, which we have over half paid off. It was like almost $10,000 to do the whole house, which we have, I think we only owe like $5,000 now. And this was going to shoot it pretty much right back up. And I'm like, no, you know what? I don't like to finance every damn thing, right? You can get yourself in trouble and all that stuff. It would have been 0%, but it would have been like $300 a month. And I just don't want to be about that life. We're trying to not live like that with everything. So long story short, guys, I'm going to rip all the paneling out. I'm going to do wood. I'm going to make my own walls and everything. And we're going to see how it turns out. So I'll let you guys know. Unfortunately, the house is now a disaster. It is what it is. It's like, I feel like this house is just, it's going to take years to get this place around. So anyways, have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll try to respond to them. Y'all take care.